Welcome back to the YouTube channel, family, where we dropping heat for the straights. Alright, so today we're going to be reacting to red flags that you need to see in women. I probably need to see this video 1,000 times, goddamn. Let's hop right into it.
I would be suspicious if I were a guy and I met up with a woman who spent more than 2 sentences talking about her
Facts.
ex. What a butthead he was.
Facts.
I'm telling you right now, that is the most classic sign, because they haven't let go, they haven't moved on, and that person is still responsible. So Well, I personally think it's really hard for guys. I think it's harder for guys than it is for women.
Really?
I really do.
Mary Jo, you
Because-
always have one of these jabs.
No, I
Go
really
ahead.
do, because
Great.
I think women basically need to say yes. And I think
And
guys...
just stop talking.
Well, no, not that. But women are the gatekeepers, right? We say yes or no. And guys have to do a lot of the work. And I think that men get confused. Like, men are unfortunately so in tune with how people look and the physical part, that they oftentimes can't, and they're very focused. Testosterone makes you very focused, and so you don't see
Semen
the subtle
retention,
things
fellas.
going on. I might be able to be with a guy when he dates someone or when he meets someone, and I bet if we sit in the car after and talked about it, the things I saw, they would blow past him because he's blinded. And so what happens is, when they're looking, they say, I want someone to respect me. I want someone to treat me right. I want someone who I can do things with and communicate with. They're forgetting that all happened within the first 15 minutes of the day.
Really?
You see it.
So what do you see, Mary Jo?
Well, I mean, what I see usually is, I see how she is with him, how the questions she asks him, how she looks
How she
at
look
him,
at- how she
and
look at
just
you,
the
fella?
way
That's
she
very
responds
important.
to
Nah.
what he wants.
Nah,
What
to
are some
everything.
signs that, because I think one of the challenges that I look at for some of these women who they're just not even aware
Yeah.
that they have these walls up. They're not even aware that this past relationship has now made them so cynical towards men. What are some signs of a single woman when they come into your office, that when you hear them talk and they hear them share these stories, that you can see, oh, you clearly have signs of, and you clearly have not healed from your past hurt?
I think whenever I hear about any kind of blaming, any kind of
accountability,
generalizing, like to a particular
Take
sex,
accountability.
and I watch the way they treat themselves. Many of them are really hard on themselves. They don't take care of themselves. They keep saying they don't have time. They're victimized. They feel like a victim a lot of times. Those
That's
are
one of
some
my
of the
pet
things
peeves.
I think about.
Playing
I
victim
would be
every
suspicious
time.
if I
Like,
were a
hate that.
guy and I met up with a woman who spent more than 2 sentences talking about her ex. What a butthead he was.
And Mary Jo.
I'm telling you right now, that is the most classic
That's a
sign,
big one.
because they haven't let go, they haven't moved on, and that person is still responsible. So that tells me they're still not able to take responsibility for what happened. And you can't move out of a rut until you start taking responsibility. I think that's a big turnoff anyway.
Yes.
If I hear anybody tell me how crazy their ex was, I usually just
What part did you play
I
in
lose
it?
respect.
That's the question.
Like, if
They
you
crazy,
loved
what
them,
part did
if you
play
shared a
in?
bed with them, then and they're crazy now, then that means you haven't dealt with the hurt.
Yes. Yes. No, that's a big one, because I remember I was reading a New York Times article about single motherhood, and this woman described her ex-boyfriend. She said, the reason why I broke up with him because I had to take care of two children, our son and him. And I was like, well, if he was a child, then you procreated with a child. You live with a child. What does that say about you? And so I love that point about accountability, because I feel as though that's something that one of my things that I use to evaluate a girl. Like when I want to hear the narrative that she believes in her head. If the narrative is always men are the problem, this guy's a problem, president's a problem, this person's a problem, when it's always the whole outside world's a problem, something always rings in my head. But if she's able to see, like, okay, well, this happened because I made this decision, or I allowed this person into my life, or I did this, I see it as a great sign that this person is responsible and willing to grow as we grow in the relationship.
Not only that, Hafiz, you've identified the main way that person is going to fix issues that come up between the two of you.
That's good.
So that person is not going to be a blamer. When something happens that the two of you are in conflict, that person is going to step up and say, well, this I see where I could change this part of my thinking. And that's really what being in a relationship with someone that you really love is all about. When two people come together and say, okay, I hear what you're saying, and I think I understand this, and I could change my thinking to this, but yet this value is still playing out in my head, and I feel like we're exploiting this important value that we've always shared together, so and couples negotiate that stuff. People that put a wall up and are also very similar to people who stop having sex, who start using different forms of love as weapons. I think those people have something in line. Like, I think it's all correlated in that their mindset, they're not in a growth mindset. So one of the important things I look for if I were dating is, how flexible is this person's mind? How is this person is this person's thinking one that's going to continue to grow? Do they have a growth mindset? When they see a problem, do they get stuck in it and blame? Or are they able to step back and go,
how can I fix that?
What would be the best for you and I in this situation? Because that's really what you're looking for. You're looking for someone on your side. That's where all the cardiovascular and all the health benefits come from a healthy relationship.
Give y'all another red flag. Watch how people treat other people that's close to them. Like, watch how people treat their friends, their family. And watch how they treat them in every emotion. When they sad, when they happy, when they mad. 9 times out of 10, when they get comfortable with you, they gonna treat you the same way. Watch out for them red flags. Make sure y'all come in and like and subscribe on the video. We out.